Hey guys, I'm Rick and welcome back to Maple Syrup Tech. We're coming with another new capsule for this month. I've come up with a lot this month, but it's because I'm really trying to work on getting regular content from the channel rather than having sporadic videos like at different times and then basically having nothing for a week or two. So I'm trying to launch a couple of capsules of things I normally do. I think you guys are going to find interesting. So what this capsule is today is actually on a regular basis, almost every month, I hunt and I buy used parts, used computer parts. And that's what you see sometimes in the builds. And, you know, I sort of keep them stockpiled because sometimes I like doing comparisons between newer hardware, older hardware. And you'll start seeing more of that on the channel as well, as now I have a working test bench and whatnot. So I don't actually have to pull my computers apart each time I want to compare an older hardware part. So we're going to go look through the month. This month was a really good month for video cards. I got a lot because while people were focusing on the mining craze and the cards that are really good for the mining, all the cards that weren't good for the mining but can sometimes give some very decent gaming performance actually dropped rather than increased in price. Because if you didn't have enough VRAM to mine, basically no one wanted your cards. So on the used market, they were just stagnant and staying there. So I swooped in and picked up what I could. And honestly, for the prices I got it, most of these cards are a steal. So we'll start with the basic card I got, the cheapest card. 30 bucks, I got a GTX 560 Ti. Honestly, for $30, very decent card. I'm going to be testing it later, but I'm pretty sure that if you watch my budget PC build, if I pop this in there instead of the 460, I think we're going to get the couple of games that didn't want to run on the 460 running with this. Especially in case you didn't know, NVIDIA has actually released drivers which make them now compatible with DirectX 12. Not expecting crazy results from DirectX 12, but they're now compatible, meaning that the hardware is probably still viable on the market. So 560 Ti, 30 bucks. Hunt around. I've actually got a deal going where in the next few days I'm probably going to be getting another one. So honestly, very good card for the money. Don't think I'll be disappointed. It's Fermi, so it should be a very overclockable, you know, pretty overclockable, meaning that we're going to see what kind of performance we're going to get. I'm thinking of comparing this actually to the AMD 460 that I have downstairs, RX 460, and seeing actually if we're going to get better performance out of this or that card. So, first pickup was a GTX 560 Ti. By the way, in the next videos, I'll make them meatier for you guys. I think I'm going to bring along a camera and actually film sometimes when I'm on my way to get the cards. If the person who I'm buying the card from doesn't mind getting filmed, I'll film that for you guys as well. Even if sometimes when I'm calling up the people so you guys can see how I go about negotiating and tracking down all these cards. Secondly, after that, I actually picked up also a GTX 660 Ti. Which is the next generation card of the last one. I had to pay 50 bucks for this, but 50 bucks for a 660 Ti. I don't know if any of you have actually run this card, but it's actually a 2 gigabyte VRAM card, meaning that it's going to run, in my opinion, pretty much every recent game. Maybe not at high settings, you'll have to put them at medium in my opinion, but I'm pretty sure that if the 560 doesn't run the games that I couldn't run on the 460, I'm almost guarantee you that this will. Meaning that if we substitute the card, I'm only going to be like at a $120 build and we'll be running pretty much every AAA game. So a 660 Ti, and by the way, I tested all these cards, they're all working, and I replaced all the thermal paste. If you buy used cards like this, especially old ones like this, what I recommend first thing you do, if you know how, replace the thermal paste. If ever you guys want to see how to replace thermal paste, there's dozens of videos already out there, but leave it in the comments as well, and I'll be getting to that as well. The last pickup was actually a really decent steal. By the way, I'll pop this one out because the box is actually really easy to open. I got a GTX 770 and I got this for only 60 bucks. It's actually a 2 gigabyte VRAM card once again. The 770 is the higher grade card to the 660 Ti, so it's actually a step up. And I actually ran this in my main PC for about a month or two while I was, not a month or two, sorry, a week or two, while I was mining with my RX 480. And honestly, this card for the price is a beast. Like 60 bucks, and I was running any AAA title on this card still today, pretty much at medium to high settings, and I was, you know, killing it at over 60 FPS. So for 60 bucks, this kind of card nowadays, since it had 2 gigabytes of VRAM, that's why no one wants it online right now. You know, pick this up, guys. You will not regret it. And you never know when your main card's going to crash and you just need a little backup. So honestly, this is one of the best buys this month that I got, in my opinion. And you know, it's a really good card. Cooling is awesome. Overclocks like a beast as well. I'll pop up those other 2 cards from the boxes, by the way. I don't know why I was so busy explaining to you guys the deals I got that I forgot to pop them out. So if you want to see the 660, it's a pretty decent card as well. There you go. It's the orange and black Zotac colors. Older cards don't have the looks they do have nowadays. You know, naked PCBs in the back and whatnot, but still pretty decent card for the price. If I remember well, when I looked at it, the 560 Ti is really that old look. It looks almost exactly like the 460 in my build the other day. There we go. Yeah, it's really those old look with the blower style fans. So our 560 Ti here, pretty awesome card. I like that old style card, and honestly, the blower was so clean. I wonder if the guy even ran it in his PC. It was really a nice buy for 30 bucks. You can tell that the guy, you know, cared about his cards, and as you see, all the people even had the boxes. So for this price, getting boxes, drivers, manuals, everything, awesome. But honestly, the big steal this month was really a case that I bought. Well, a case. A guy was selling a computer online for 5 bucks. He said that the motherboard and CPU were dead, and that basically I just wanted the case. It's actually the one I used in my budget PC build at the beginning of the month. So I just wanted the case. I didn't really care that the motherboard and CPU were there. He left them in, and however, when I was buying the case, the chances that your motherboard and your CPU die at the same time are extremely low. So in my opinion, the guy just didn't know how to test, and one of the two would be good, and it was an AM3 board. He didn't even know what CPU was in there because the computer couldn't start up and he didn't want to pull it apart. So I bought the computer, I pulled it apart. The AM3 board was dead, but to my huge surprise, the CPU that was in it, which is still perfectly functional, tested it myself on another AM3 board, ran it, overclocked it, everything is good to go, is an FX 6300. Okay, no one's going to be screaming that this is the processor of the year, but for 5 bucks, an FX 6300 that for the moment AMD is still selling for like 80 bucks is the steal of the month. You know, and it was a totally unexpected surprise. I thought I was going to get a motherboard or a CPU out of that deal, but to actually get an FX 6300, I was expecting like an Athlon or something to be in there, like something really basic from AMD. But when I saw it was an FX 6300 and I popped it in and the thing started up in another AM3 board, I was like really happy. So I'm probably going to throw this into another build sometime soon, another budget PC, and, you know, pair it with something here. Probably the 770. I'd like to see what that gives, a FX 6300 with a 770. Won't be record breaking, but it'll probably do some decent gaming. So that was the used parts I've gotten for the month. If you guys are appreciating this video, if you like seeing what I get, the prices I'm getting, because if I'm getting this, that means if you take your time and you negotiate, you can get the same types of prices. And by the way, this is all Canadian money, meaning that if you're in the US, theoretically, people should be selling this for a tiny bit cheaper. So it's even better for you guys down there. So I hope you guys appreciated the video. Like I said, comments and likes are really appreciated. It really helps the channel a lot. It helps me grow, and it's gonna get me budget. I was able to buy my my Ryzen 3 processor with the money I made from the channel this month, so it's pretty decent. And if you guys have any questions, anything you would like to see, if you want to see, like I said, the changing of the thermal paste and all that. Sorry about the noise. Some guy just started his lawnmower outside, it seems. Well, you know, just let me know, and I'll get back to you with as many videos. So I'll see you guys in the next one.